If you've ever wanted to make your Lego minifigure fly or jump in stop motion, then you know how hard it can be to get the minifigure in the air. So today I'll be showing you how you can build an affordable and easy to use rig for stop motion. Hey guys, welcome back to Learning Curve Tech, where I learn tech with you. And on this channel, I make stop motion tutorials for beginners on a budget, as well as tutorials for more advanced animators. So if you are looking for those kinds of videos, you can subscribe and hit the bell down below so you don't miss out on any further videos. Now, if you don't have all the exact same pieces that I am using for this build, don't worry. This build can be customized to whatever pieces you have. If you don't have the right pieces, just substitute them with a similar piece, or buy the pieces if you don't have any other option. For this build, you will need these pieces on the screen, so pause the video and come back when you have all the pieces gathered together. So now that you have the pieces, let's start the build. So first, all of the pieces on this side to the right are going to be for the arm of the contraption. So first, you're going to have some of these little, I don't know what they're called, but they're like little ball and joint kind of things. And you're going to have 4 of these, and you're going to have the other end for them, which is actually has 2 parts on it. So it has one that goes out, one that goes out, and then this snaps on like so. Boom. There's the other one. So now you got one of those and just shoot to the other one. There we go. Now you have those done. You're gonna take your 2x4 brick and put that in between there. And then place a tile over there. Now remember, you can always substitute this with whatever type of tile you have. Okay, so now we've done the top of that. Now you take some of these, put those on the bottom. And again, it doesn't really matter the color. Since it's a rig, it's going to be erased anyways, but I just went with kind of a monochrome, grayscale kind of look, just to simplify it. And so, once you have the 2x4 tiles on the bottom and 2x4 tiles on the top, that will ensure that the arm stays together and doesn't come apart. Now you're going to put this joint together, and that comes together like that. And this is like a 360. Well, not 360, but it's very articulate. So that will be for the end of the arm, right over here, right like that. And now we're going to basically do the same thing to this end. Attach that, just like that. Now you're going to take your little tiles with a single stud on top and go to this end with the ball joint and put those 2 on top like so. And then you can put this long stick sort of thing. It doesn't really matter what type. I don't really know what this is called. So if you have something like this, great. If you don't, just substitute it with maybe a single long tile, and that should work just fine. But now we're basically done with the arm. We're just gonna add some finishing touches, like putting a tile on top of these to cover up the studs, because I always like to have most of my studs covered. That over there. And so you really don't have to have all these tiles on here, but you can if you want. And now that we're done with this arm, we're gonna move on to the base. First, we're gonna attach these 3 pieces. I mean, you can use whatever size. Again, this is really just a counterbalance to hold the arm up so the arm doesn't fall over. Now we're just gonna take a bunch of these tiles and kind of work around the edge so we can get a nice clean look to it. It will also help keep all the pieces together. And if you mess up like I just did, you can go back and use a brick remover, which is also a very useful tool to have if you're building something like this. So first, that piece goes right there, and that piece goes right there. And that's gonna support the base for this. And then we have this 2x2 right here. And we're gonna put it right there. And we're gonna put this 2x4 right over here. Put the arm, will attach right here. And then these little corner pieces can go over here And again, really whatever pieces you have, just to kind of support the arm in the back so that it doesn't fall over when your character's all the way at the other end. Now, let's put a tile on here. Cover up those studs. And 2 little red tiles to go right here. So the reason that I'm actually putting these red tiles right here is because I didn't have any gray tiles. So you can use gray tiles, whatever you want. I just thought the red tiles might look cool. And now these little wedge pieces are gonna go right down there. It snaps in like that. And this wedge piece will go down here too. And we're almost done. So now, just to keep all of these pieces nice and snug together, just slide this big tile down in here. Make sure that is nice and snug so that your whole arm will stay together. You can now attach these little pieces to the back. Again, this will keep it sturdier. Now press all the pieces together and make sure they're all nice and tight, because we want this arm to be as sturdy as possible. And now you're done. You can just get a little minifigure. You can maybe attach it to the end with putty. He could hold onto it with his hand onto the little bar. You could attach this end piece right here onto his foot like that. You can do a lot of different things with this arm, and these joints are clickable, so they do stay in one position. So if you can find these types of joints, great, but if not, just use whatever type of strong joint you have. So once you're done with the rig and you started using it for stop motion, you may be wondering, how do you get rid of the rig in the frame? Next week, I'll be showing you how you can easily mask out a rig using Stop Motion Pro Eclipse. So make sure you are subscribed by clicking the logo so you won't miss out on that video. If you want to watch some more tutorials, click one of the videos on the screen. That's all for now, guys, and I'll see you next time on Learning Curve Tech.